Hello, good morning all. Welcome to this 5-day online short-term course on renewable energies and plug-in electric vehicle integration in microgrid. Myself, Professor Prabhat Kumar Rai, coordinator of this course, and another coordinator is Professor Arnav Ghosh. Both belongs to Department of Electrical Engineering, NIT Rourkela. Arnav sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, since the NBA inspection in our institute is going on, so our director sir is not available during our scheduled time of inauguration, that is 10 to 10:30. That's why we have rescheduled. Means now we'll start our session 1 by Professor Arnav Ghosh, and after that our inaugural session will begin. Means inaugural session will begin at 11 a.m. So now the presentation will be given by Professor Arnav Ghosh, that is session 1. Regarding introduction of Professor Arnav Ghosh, Professor Arnav Ghosh currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering at National Institute of Technology, Rourkela, and associated with Center of Excellence on Renewable Energy System. He has been actively involved in research on different control and power electronic converter design for renewable power generations. He is an IEEE senior member and chartered engineer. Currently, he is associated with 4 esteemed projects. Recently, he received Young Scientist and Technologist Award from DST, Government of India. He is author of more than 40 research publications in international journals and conferences of repute. His work has been accepted by IEEE Transactions on Industrial Electronics, IEEE Journal of Emerging and Selected Topics in Power Electronics, International Transactions on Electrical Energy Systems, IET Power Electronics, etc. His research interest includes the design of charging station for electric vehicles, control of microgrid, smart grid, switch mode power converters, nonlinear dynamics of switching converters, machine drives, etc. Dr. Ghosh is also supervising undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD students in the domain of design of power electronics converters and controls for smart grid and hybrid microgrid. So today he will give lecture on brief introduction and challenges of electric vehicles. Now I request Professor Ghosh to proceed for this presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Prabhat Kumar Rai, okay, for giving brief idea about our short-term course as well as my biodata. So I'm just going to start my session. My dear participants, very warm welcome and good morning, all of you. I hope my slide is visible from your end.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you all of you. Please, yes, thank you all of you to join with us. Okay, so I'm just going to start my lecture sessions. Okay, so that lecture session titled as brief introductions and challenges of electric vehicle. Okay, so right now we all are very aware about our sustainable transportation. So what is the basic motivations for this sustainable transportations? That is another important issue. So we can see that regular scarcity of regular uses of fossil fuels and the source means scarcity of the sources of the fossil fuel. That is a big challenge in our upcoming days. Okay, as well as big problem. Another big problem is that pollutions. Okay, so the pollutions, and due to pollutions, the global warming. So that may cause for irregular environment changes. Okay, so we can also observe that throughout the year, different depressions, then cyclone, super cyclone, lot of calamities are going on in our country. So the big problem is the pollutions, and that's all are the adverse effect of the pollution. So our Indian governments are taking some steps. Okay, so taking some steps for the sustainable transportations. Okay, due to COVID by last couple of the years. Okay, so some problem has occurred for this. Actually, government is taking some points for by 2023. They were taking the means decisions by 2023 that all the vehicle should be converted to the electric vehicles in single or sustainable transportations. So, but due to problem of that COVID, so it is not possible. So maybe that is extended. So now they have launched recently BS6 vehicle, and we are going to compare with that means possibilities of our electric vehicles as well as the BS6 vehicles. Okay, which one will be more compatible with our means with our transportations and beneficial for the transportations. Okay, so we can see our our that presentation cover that following contents. Okay, so you can see that some overview of the content. So that presentation is totally based on some informative ideas. Okay, so informative ideas means how we are realizing that vehicles. Okay, so means if the vehicles are there, so definitely it having some good options for us. Okay, but main problem is that means how we are going to implement them. Okay, how we are going to implement them if all the vehicles, if you have the vehicles, so we all are having that electric vehicle. So if it is there, so if you want to travel intercity, okay, intercity is okay, but intercity transportation or interstate transportation, then what is the infrastructure? What kinds of infrastructure? Means charging infrastructures. Okay, if the charging infrastructure is available, any other kinds of problems are there or not? Okay, so main motivation is that from as an electrical engineering point of view, the main motivation is that if we are designing that electric vehicles and this is ready to use for our for practical means daily life, it's good options. It's very good. But main problem is that how they are means how are they feasible for practically? How are they practically feasible? Means suppose you are traveling from Delhi to Bangalore. Okay, so you know that you have to cover a lot of different states. Okay, what is the infrastructure? What kinds of infrastructure? Charging infrastructures. Okay, so if you're traveling from one place to another place, what is the charging infrastructure of your vehicles? Okay, so if we don't have such type of charging infrastructure, so we are not able to charge our vehicles for within the durations, and we are not reach our destinations. Okay, so maybe some charging problem is not there. Okay, you are having that hybrid vehicle option, so charging problems are not there. But another important issue is that so if you are traveling one place to another place, you having some time constraint. Okay, so by that time we have to reach our destination. So if the charging station is available, but how much time is required to charging your vehicles? Okay, that is another important issue. Okay, means different perspectives, the challenges are coming. Okay, so based on that challenges, you have to optimize enter the process. Okay, so enter the process means how what do you mean by what we are mean by enter the process? Mean charging time. Okay, if charging time is feasible, so how much how fast they're charging? If we are going for very fast charging, then the problem is that the battery life. Okay, that storage life maybe degrades. Okay, so enter means one different challenges are coming. Okay, and we have to overcome the challenges. Okay, so how do I overcome the challenges for the charging station? So we have to design some suitable converters. Okay, so that suitable converters means what? So that converter, normally we are using different power electronics converter for fast fast conversions of the energy. Okay, from one fast conversions of the energy means what? Means load side to source side and source side to load side. Okay, so my request to that participants, please mute yourself. Okay, those are just for a moment. Okay, so if you have any queries, you please ask me so I can again discuss. Okay. Yes. So we have to design the optimum positions of the charging stations. If the charging stations are there, so what kinds of infrastructures is available? Okay, so if we are installing the charging station, so we have to know about the power rating of our charging stations, as well as power rating of the charging stations, as well as we have to know that means some backend software also be there for the charging side. Suppose you are traveling normally in our in any of the city, you are if we are traveling from unknown places, so we can turn on the Google map. Okay, so what happened? So we can see how far our destinations. Okay, and how much time is taken to reach our destination. How much how much means traffic restrictions are there. Okay, so is there any traffic jam or other thing else? Okay, these kinds of practical life challenges are there. So you are traveling with your vehicle, okay, electric vehicle. So and you have to see that if that charging infrastructure is sufficient enough. Suppose those are staying in Delhi as well as Bangalore, now Hyderabad. So there is a sufficient charging stations are available. Okay, so they can see their app. So where our charging means nearest charging stations are there. Okay, if there is a nearest charging stations, how much time is required for the charging? Okay, so normally we place that charging station in different parking lot of the shopping mall, or you know that side means side space of the supermarkets. Okay, so different common areas places means. So different common area spaces means where that we are easily available to do the charging with saving our time. Okay, so these kinds of features we need to think about for designing our charging stations, also for the sustainable mobility. Okay, so here we can see that I am telling that government taking some initiative to means convert all those all those vehicles, conventional fossil fuel vehicle, to that electric vehicle by 2023. But due to COVID, it is not possible. So there is an agreement in Paris Agreement. So a few years back, it was very renowned due to some comments of Donald Trump. Okay, so ex-US President Donald Trump. So he left the meeting, and America was left that agreement. Okay, so that time there's a huge chaos regarding that Paris Agreement. So by that that agreement, India means Indian government took a decision that coming 2030, they are reducing that temperature, overall atmospheric temperature, by 22 degree. Okay, so how if we going for reducing the temperature by 2 degrees, so we have to prepare some planning for it. Okay, so what kind of planning they are taking? So first they're taking to, when important is that whatever energy we are using or we are utilizing for our daily lives. Okay, so that the energy should be coming from some renewables. Okay, so the uses of the renewables for our daily life applications. Okay, so what are the appliances we are using for our home? Okay, that should be also energy. The energy means consumptions by that by that appliance should be very less. Like now you are all of you aware about that drastic changes of our illuminations. Okay, initially we are using that tungsten lamp. Okay, then fluorescent lamp, then CFL is coming. Now we are also using that LED with having good illuminations, but power rating of that lamps are very less. Okay, so we are having such type of revolutions in our appliances or in our means appliances for our daily life uses. So another challenges thing is the transportation. So that I'm telling about the transportation. So the electric vehicle is very common right now for two-wheelers. Okay, two-wheeler with portable chargers are very common right now. But go for that electric trains. Okay, like electric drives, that is not so much common. So how we can convert them? That's why government are taking a lot of initiative. Initially there was a FAME 1, okay, FAME 1 concept by the government. Now they're also working on that. Now that FAME 2 is going on. So government have already invested 10,000 crore, okay, for implementing the FAME 2, and by using that DHI means sorry, Ministry of Heavy Industries. Okay, they are having taking some initiative to converge all those projects by a given time period. The another big problem is that waste. Okay, what kinds of waste? So waste management also in important challenges. So what do you mean by that waste? So in EV, the important features is that storage. So what kinds of storage we are using? Like we are using battery storage. Okay, so battery storage if we are using, so what kinds of batteries we are going to use? There are different types of battery. Okay, lithium ion battery, then lead acid battery, and other different features batteries also available in the literature. But the main problem is that the life cycle of the battery, how much you can extend. Okay, so that's another important issue. So if you are using such battery having a lifespan of 10 years, then what happened? So 10 after 10 years that battery, if it is not able to usable condition, so you have to recycle that one. Otherwise what happen, like our e-waste. Okay, you know that in smartphones, then computers. In our early days, we all of them having that desktop computer. That kinds of e-waste are means big headache for nations. Okay, so also if that practice is going on, so if we are not able to recycle our storage system, means expired storage system, so there is a big challenges to where we are going to keep them. Okay, due to that population density, lot of things are there. Okay, waste management is a big challenges also from the governments. Okay, so what kinds of material you are using over there? Like we are using cadmium, lead, okay, mercury, some heavy metals we are using over there. So we cannot drain the heavy metals to normal field or normal land. So if we are doing that, so that's a crime. Basically, that can damage our means damage the fertility of that ground. Okay, so from the tree we are directly there collecting their metals, and when we are consuming that food from the tree or any other else, okay, so directly it will come to our body. So heavy metal, if you deposit to our body, that's a big problem. So a lot of medical issues may come. So waste management is very important issue, as well as other conventional thing is that lighting. I am telling about that energy. So energy means how fast you are transporting that energy, means transferring the energy from one side to another side without with minimizations of the losses. Okay, so ATC loss is very common right now. So governments are taking the schemes for go for that underground, using for the underground cable for wastage of that energy. Okay, too, as well as other power electronics converters are right now very good for transforming the energy for different aspects. So building power management system means we can also use that. One good concept was that rural electrifications. So okay, so different states government means those are from normally from remote areas. Okay, so backward areas. Okay, where what happens, so government are taking some initiative to their standalone generations. Okay, standalone generations means what? Suppose that governments are providing the one battery, one solar panel to that home, so they can generate their own energy from their own source. Okay, so those places are very rich potential for that hydel. Okay, not big hydel, pico hydel, Okay, picohydral biomass gasifier means we are from Sundargarh districts in NIT Rourkela situated in Sundargarh districts. It's a border area of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand as well as Western Odisha. Okay, so this place is very enriched with that bio waste. Okay, so sorry, not bio waste. It is called biomass waste. Okay, so there's a huge potential for the biomass applications. Okay, so we can implement. So government also promoting to implement all those things for our daily life uses. Okay, so the generations, so they can produce their own generations. That is one most important issues. Okay, another important issue is that so they are not directly taking the grid energy. Okay, so that is another issue. So they need not to pay lot of money for it. Okay, so government is helping to that local persons for doing all such type of thinking. Okay, so these are the basic plan for that how we can reduce the temperature level by coming time period. Okay, so here we can see the some pollution index of our country, where we can see that some our capital and other big good names of our different city that having more pollutions compared to our neighbor country like Beijing. Okay, so you can see different cities of China. If you're comparing all of them, so overall you can see the pollution level is comparatively high in India. Okay, so that we have to reduce that pollution levels. Okay, that's why we have to pick some sustainable appliances. Okay, like electric vehicles, like our sustainable generations. Okay, and other options we can also take, conserve our forest, conserve our water sources. Okay, we have to prevent the wastage of that natural resources. Okay, that we have to take challenges that coming to upcoming days. Okay, so here that historical picture we can see from that. This picture was taken in New York City. Okay, so first you can see that here all are cart. You can see that carts are there. So horse are traveling, means they are pulling the carts. Okay, only one electric vehicle is there on that days. Okay, that picture is this picture is taken 1913 in New York City. This picture is taken 18 in the durations of 18th century. Okay, so you can see that most of the cars are carrying by that horses. Okay, only one vehicle is there. So after more or less 100 years or 50 years, you can see that only most of the carts are converted to that vehicles. Okay, so vehicles and only very few you can see over here. So that is travel by that means horse cart like that thing. So okay, so drastically the technology is changing. Okay, so from very early stages also. Okay, now if you see our common structure, so initially where we can see our locality that there is a auto. Okay, so if we see our locality, we can see now e-carts are there. That's in single word it is calling the Toto, like that. That's travel, that sustainable transportation is everywhere. Okay, so if that vehicles are coming in our field, so what happened? Another, you can see there is a huge garbage of our normal normal vehicles like conventional vehicles. So there's a big garbage problem. Okay, so that waste management is very important for this study. Okay, so that fundamentals of that chargers. Okay, so there are different types of chargers. Okay, so initially we can categorize that charger in two types. So one is called onboard charger, another is called offboard chargers. Okay, so normally charging is happened. So we are using that storage system. Storage system means it may be hybrid storage. Okay, hybrid storage or normal storage means ESS, energy storage system. If we are using energy storage system, so only batteries are there. Okay, so we are using that lead acid battery. Conventionally, we are using the lead acid battery. Otherwise, we are also using that LiPo battery, lithium-ion battery. But LiPo battery are quite costly. Okay, compared to the lead acid battery. Okay, so if the batteries are there, so battery only can charge by DC. Okay, so onboard charger or offboard chargers, what do you mean by, what is the difference between both the chargers? So onboard chargers means that will be installed in your car, okay, or in your e-cart, okay. And offboard chargers means it is externally. So you can see that offboard chargers very easily, that those are having, I think most of your home having, most of you having that electric vehicle like e-bike, other now lot of bikes are coming in our, means you can see in our different companies are launching their bikes, okay. So recently Ola has launched that different e-bikes, okay. So also that Hero having that option, so different companies are launching their e-bikes, okay. So bike, in case of charging of the bike, so external one external converter is required. So you are giving your plug, then one converter, and you are charging your bike. So it is not directly connected to your, means converter, that AC to DC conversions is normally required for the charging, okay. That converter is situated outside of your bike. So it's an example of a offboard charger, okay. So an onboard chargers means that conversion is normally happen inside of the car, okay, that already installed over there, okay, inside of the car. So you are just giving that whatever DC AC is required for your system, okay, that can be specified by your company, okay. If they are asking for 15 ampere 15 ampere to 415 volt AC, so directly you have to give that supply to your bike, supply to your car, okay, four-wheeler normally, and automatically it can convert that AC to DC, and that DC is responsible for charging of your storage, okay. So that management also important. So battery management system or hybrid storage management system. Sometimes we are also using ultra capacitor for initially. So one having more power density, another having more energy density, okay. So for trading of both of the cases, so initial conditions we are normally using sometimes ultra capacitors, sometimes also after ultra capacitor we go to directly to the battery charging system, okay. So both the combinations are there, okay. So where the battery will be situated, you can see just below of your seating arrangement, okay. So basically the maintaining of the stability of the car, okay, stability of the car, maintaining the equilibrium of the means CG, you have to fix up the CG, okay. So where base CG you are getting from that arrangement, so you have to prepare or arrange such a manner. So where you can observe that charger, if you place just below of your seat, so it gives you the better options, okay. So here you can see the what are the different types of converters are there. So here you can see first here it is AC charging pole level 1, level 2, okay. So there are different types of level 1, level 2, level 3, Bharat charger, Kademo charger, different. I'll some slides are based on that. I am discussing over it, okay. So first AC charging pole is there. So from there you are connecting your contact wire, okay, conductors are connecting. So its rating is more or less around 415 volt, and current is near about 15 ampere, maybe you have to cross check. So that is given. So after that what happened, you can see that AC DC onboard charger is there, so conversion, so it is AC, so you have to convert the AC to DC. So onboard, why it is called onboard, that conversion is happen inside of the car, okay, that's why it is called onboard charger. OBC, that rating is normally happen 3.3 kilowatt to 6.6. I hope you are able to understand how much power rating is required, okay. Rating, the topology of the converter also need to be designed or need to be selected, okay. So DC conversion is happened, then what happened? So again that DC auxiliary power module, okay, so that is APM, okay. So DC auxiliary power module means that you are making the DC, okay. So as that DC should be convert to the compatible DC for the charging purpose. So whatever topology you have to use over there, that DC should be compatible to your charging topology of your batteries, okay. That's why that one power module is required, that DC power module that can convert DC to variable DC, means compatible DC for the charging purpose, okay. So that is rating is more or less coming 1 kilowatt to up to 7 kilowatt. Here you can see maximum 6.6 kilowatt, so you can say also the 7 kilowatt, okay. So it happens, so battery is charging. So sometimes what happens, the electrifications, okay, electrifications is normally done by AC. So again, whatever DC you are doing your charging in your DC, okay. So after that what happens, sometimes you need to convert the DC to AC for which purpose? For the purpose of local driving the local loads. Local loads means appliance of that inside of your car. Okay, like fan, light. Okay, that is very common one. So other important thing is that some machineries that can only run through the AC. Okay, so for conversions of the AC, so some auxiliary inverters are required. So inverters means it is converting DC to AC. Okay, DC to AC. So you'll get some bus. Okay, so based on the bus means bus bar. I'm local bus I'm telling about. So based on that AC bus, okay, AC bus means some bus voltage is there. Okay, so you can you can consume the local power. Means local power means internal powers requirements of the car that can be done by that DC AC auxiliary inverters. Okay, so their rating is more or less coming 1.5 kilowatt to 2 kilowatts. Okay, these all are the very fundamental basics of EV charging, EV battery. Means how to get charge the EV battery. Okay, so that's the very fundamental options. Okay, so I am discussing about different government policies. Okay, how the means that from the picture you can understand how drastically that sustainable transportations are are popular to our common life. Okay, to our daily life, that up to that is updated up to 2019. Okay, just before of the COVID, you can see that in 2010 means 2010. So there is a you can see 15,000. So all the numbers are coming inside in the thousands. Okay, only 15,000 EVs are there in India. Okay, so sources BNEF, some organizations. Okay, so here you can see that drastically 19 it is coming 7,064,000. Means you can imagine how much value means how much numbers of EVs are popular in. So you can see that increase of that value around 471, multiplication of 471 times. Okay, so huge means demand of the EV right now. So what are the most important thing is that why that drastically increase that value? Main important feature is that government policy. Okay, government is promoting, how they are promoting. So how they getting the benefits from the government? So whatever we are using, okay, if that cost is reduced, so directly we get the benefit. Okay, if that cost is increasing, so we are not able to get that options. Nah? So everything depends upon government policy, the costing of that markets equipments. Okay, so in that case what happened? Okay, so government drastically reducing that cost of the LiPo batteries. Okay, so that one is cost of the LiPo batteries are, LiPo means lithium ion batteries, cost is drastically reduced. Okay, so that's why if the overall costing is reduced, so automatically the overall cost of the vehicles, electric vehicles are reduced. So it is popular to us, basically who are the main stakeholders for that country, the common person. Okay, most of the persons are in average, in that average living person. If that cost is feasible to us, okay, we all are the very average living person. So if that cost is feasible to us, so we can avail those benefits. Okay, so the common persons are trying to procure the EVs. Okay, but now that again both are in at par. Okay, I can telling like 4-5 years back, you can see that I'm telling about that bikes, means local e-cart bikes are there. They're costing around maximum 40,000. Okay, nowadays their costing is more or less coming around 80,000, 90,000. Okay, that electric bike only basically, but their rating also more. Okay, so city ride purpose, that previous bikes are very good. Now they are means enhancing the quality of the machines. Okay, the technology, charging time, both the cases the research are going on, and they are they are enhancing their quality. Okay, so strong policy to push the climate and cost economics. So government's also passing some rules that you have to that conventional fuel based drives, means cart or bus vehicle, it will be strongly banned. Okay, within couple of the years. Before COVID, it was some unofficial rule, but suddenly the situation has changed. So the policy is very important. Okay, so governments also push some other policies to what happens. So incentivize demand of reducing the effective cost of the ownership, means costing. Ownership means how much costing you are providing for the tax. Okay, they are giving some tax benefits. Okay, by that way they can push the policies. Okay, free parking. Okay, free parking means what happened, means they are promoting the charging station. Okay, so they are promoting for the charging station, so where the common persons they can go and just keep their car parked for the charging purpose. So they need to pay only for that charging interference, means how much chargings are there based on that current bill. So they, based on their bill, they need to pay. So they need not to pay for that place. Okay, they are keeping their parking charges not taken by the government. Okay, so that kinds of benefits they are getting. Okay, creating supply to increase the availability of the EV model. So promoting different R&D companies, means R&D sections of our of different companies, like those are leading companies in India, like Mahindra. Okay, then Tata right now they're coming. So Honda, then different. You know that I am talking about three companies, but there are other companies will also be there. They are launching the different EV means EV brand. Okay, by the means launch already launched in that market. Okay, so developing the charging infrastructure to alternative range of auxiliary. Okay, so that another big problem. Big important thing. So they're promoting basically that there is a concept of our current government that is called Startup India. Okay, so Startup India means it's you are getting some incentive or getting some money from your government, and you can design the startup company. So government is promoting such companies for that EV, those are working on that EV infrastructures. Okay, so how they are doing? So they are on the brand of Startup India. They are getting some money from the government, and they are able to design the charging infrastructures. Okay, that I am telling about the Delhi. Okay, so there are a lot of startup companies are there. Okay, so they are only working on that EV charging stations. Okay, they are having internal means they are having individual softwares. Okay, means EV charging is not like only hardware related thing. There is a huge background support of the software companies also. Means you have to design the app. Okay, so all the things you have to see, means how rush is there. Okay, if the rush is there, so what are the different charging stations are available nearer to you. Okay, different background study also be required, that can only provided by the software engineers. Okay, so they have to design all those things. So there is a good collaborations of hardware means those are working designing the charging station, totally power electronics job. Okay, so there is a good linking between that software professionals as well as that hardware professionals. Okay, so both the combinations are required, and a lot of companies are working, means startup companies are working for means creating such type of infrastructures. And right now that is very popular in Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Okay, so I don't know about that Mumbai, but I know about Kolkata, but it is not so much popular in Kolkata right now. But I hope it is very popular day by day. It is very popular. Okay, so that developing the charging infrastructure and the tariff, you have to select that how much tariff is there. Okay, so here you can see that what are the e-mobility regulations of India. So India also taking some of the regulations. So means you have to fix up that value. Okay, how much maximum unit price will be there. Okay, what are the different types of vehicles are available. If you are a manufacturer, if you are designing a vehicle, so is it up to the mark of your means what is the safety of that vehicles, means is it the up to the mark of that quality that you are going to be designed, is it that international means ISO marking, means ISO ranked or any other else. Okay, the main problem is that when the Toto is launched, okay, it don't have such credentials. Okay, so the license was not there. So how they're means listing the Toto in listing the Toto with the means government don't have such type of information. So how much Totos means e-carts are running in your localities. Okay, they don't have such type of idea. Okay, so that's a big challenge on that day. So then municipalities that take responsibilities for enlisting all of them, okay, and coming inside of one umbrella. Okay, so regulation is very important. Means you are doing the charging, so how much tariff will be there? Okay, so what are the car specifications will be there? What will be the machine specification? What kind of protection you are using? Okay, if that protection is sufficient enough to travel with your EV, so a lot of things are there. Means calibrations parameters are required for designing that EV. So there are different numbers are there for EV. Then HEV means hybrid electric vehicles, fitments. Okay, then charging station specifications. Okay, so that I'm telling different types of charging stations. Then small series, then low speed two-wheeler, what will be the specifications that I am asking about. E-rickshaw. E-rickshaw means that Toto. Okay, so then battery safety, that storage safety. Okay, so these all are coming inside of the regulations of of our country. So that who are the dealing with that company. So right now that FAME 1 was closed, that was only cost of 895 crores. Now FAME 2 is going on by, it is run by the Ministry of Heavy Industries, Heavy Industry and Public Expertise. Okay, development of DHI, development of heavy industries. Okay, so now they are spending 10,000 crore for that FAME 2 for the charging of that EV. Okay, sorry, for the developing the good infrastructure for the EV in current scenario. Okay, current scenario means right now what happened over there. Okay. So Ministry of Power also taking some initiative, but when initiative is taken by that FAME means DHI. Okay, Ministry of Finance also be there, like their GST cutting down 5% from 12%, cut to 5% from 12%. So there is tax benefit. Ministry of Road and Transportation. So normally what happened for driving two-wheelers, we need to get the license. Okay, we have to take the license from RTO. But if you drive that EV, so e-cart means that having some speed limitation is there below 25 to in between 25 to 30 km/h. You need not to borrow, means you need not to do on any of the license for the license free, you can drive it. Okay, as well as that plate. Okay, number plate also required sometimes, that due to number plate you have to register, you have to give some money for the registration purpose. There is a problem. So that kinds of things also taken care about by government. So but right now that I'm telling about that you can compare your recent e-cards, means electric bikes, compared to your Activa as well as Jupiter, means different companies. Basically they can go right now around 80 km/h, 100 km/h. So for that one you have to take the borrow the license. Okay, but main thing is initiative is taken by the DHI. But FAME 1 was good, but what is the problem in FAME 1? So now government is giving some emphasis on making, that is called that making India. Okay, making India means it's not by the made in India. That's a problem. Making India means you can means you can the vehicles and whatever things are there that can be assembled in your country. Okay, it's not like that all the things are designing, means all the things are indigenous, means you are developing the technology and you are implementing the technology. That can only happen in made in India. But there is a difference between making India and made in India. Okay, by using that escaping route, so those some of the in FAME 1 what happened. So some of the companies, means not some of the companies, most of the companies, they're procuring the technology. Okay, they're getting funded from that government. Okay, so sometimes what happened, that means procuring all those things or different country. Okay, means especially from China. Basically the costing of that, basically which component they are procuring from their side, that is called BMS, battery management system, IC. So they are procuring from that other countries and they assemble it in the India. Okay, and they are purchasing all those things. So what is the problem for it? So government fund is transferred to the other country. That's why that in FAME 2 government restricted these concepts. Okay, government give the more trust on you have to use you have to use your own technology for designing your indigenous project. Okay, that's why government invest another more amount of for that project to make it success. That is more than more than to 10,000 crores. Okay. So here you can see what are the funding they have invested for it. So for two-wheelers, they are investing for 2,000 crore, three-wheelers is 2,500 crore, but four-wheelers and four-wheelers hybrid, they're only investing 525 and 26 crore. And electric buses, they are giving more trust on it. So 3,545. You know that now all the state government buses, okay, the state governments are procuring electric buses, okay, for big electric buses for the rent basis or for their employees. Okay, so charging infrastructure they are giving around 1,000 crore. Okay, administrative other expenses for 38 and phase 1 for 360. So overall 10,000 crore they are investing for that purpose. Okay, over the FAME 2 scheme, build of the initial function, the FAME 1 scheme. So another important is that demand of incentive based on the battery size rate, 20,000 rupees, 20,000 per kilowatt hour for buses and 10,000 in per kilowatt hour for the other vehicle segments. Okay, so they're investing for it. Okay, so from here you can see they are not giving more trust on that four-wheeler and two-wheeler. They're only thinking about the common person like us. Okay, so that's why they are giving more trust on the two-wheelers and for the good carriers for the three-wheelers. Like I'm telling about Toto means e-rickshaw, like that things. Okay. So what are the different purpose or types of charging? Okay, there are two things, that is fast charging and slow charging, slow or moderate charging. Okay, so fast charging, you can see that combined charging station minimum that is 50 kilowatt ranges. Okay, normally fast charging happen for that DC. Okay, normally you can see that fast charging has happened for the DC. Okay, but one type 2 AC charging is there, that also happen for that. That is also possible for that AC. Okay, but most of the cases you can see that two chargers. The one is called CCS charger, combined charging station, and is CHAdeMO. The CHAdeMO chargers is coming from that Japan. Okay, so both are similarly more or less same, but rating is defined. Output voltage is 200 to 750 volt. This is DC volt. Okay, not for the AC. Okay, so fast charge is normally done for the DC. Okay, and for CHAdeMO chargers here you can see that is 200 to 500 volt. Okay, and it is higher rating. And for fast charging stations for that that you can see that MG Hector. Okay, and if you in your TV you can see that a few days back also a lot of ad coming by the MG Hector. Okay, so they are using this type of charger, type 2 AC charging. So they are using this infrastructure. Okay, 380 to 415 volt. Okay, and normally this is popular for four-wheeler, three-wheeler, two-wheeler also possible, but slow or moderate charger, whatever we are using, that is Bharat charger, Bharat DC 001, that is for up to 15 kilowatt range. Okay, so voltage is 48 volt AC. Okay, another one is sorry, these two are the DC. Okay, that's why you mentioned DC. This is 48 volt DC. Okay, so multiplications of 12 volt. Okay, 12 is that basic parameter. Okay. So Bharat DC charger, that rating is quite high. This is for 72 volt, but rating is up to 15 kilowatt or higher. And Bharat AC charger is there, that is Bharat AC 001, that is up to 10 kilowatt. Okay, so it's 230 volt AC is required. This is two phase, only single phase is of sufficient enough, but here you can see it is three phase. Okay, three phase normally happen for this slow and moderate charger. So we're having some diagram about it. So how it is happened. So onboard chargers and offboard charger you can see for AC charging and DC charging. Okay, DC charging, one benefit is that no interface is required. Means AC charging, one interface is required, AC to DC conversion, then DC to DC. But in case of DC charging, directly that DC you are giving to your battery. There is some only DC converter. But here additional onboard charger is required that can convert that AC to DC. Okay. Both the cases you are using BMS, battery management system, lithium ion battery you are using. Every vehicle needs to have its own onboard equipment for AC charger. Okay, but for DC charger, nothing is no onboard chargers are required. Okay, infrastructure invest to serve the hundreds of users. Okay, so also DC charging happen for the fast charging. Costing is quite comparatively less. So important feature is the DC fast charging stations. Okay, that's on benefits over there. Okay, so power conversions are there. Here you can see that from the grid is there. Okay, from the grid we can split it over here. So that is called onboard charging station. That is your offboard charging station. Onboard charging station, that is level 2, level 1. Okay, so it is given. So level 2, level 1 that I have mentioned over here. Okay, it is coming next slide. So level 2, level 1. Okay, so there is a communication protocols. If you connecting with the system, only their modes are changing. Okay, so it is here you can see the fast charging means offboard charger, DC chargers. Okay, this is offboard charging station. So first DC convert DC AC/DC converter is required for that conversions of that AC energy to DC. Then one converter, PFC converter, power factor corrected converters are required before feeding to the DC-DC converter. So here you can convert to the just sending to the DC-DC converter, and from the DC-DC converter you are using the battery pack. Here you are using the battery pack, so that can charging and discharging. So through the battery pack there is one converter is there, that is called BDC converter, means bidirectional converter. Okay, so bidirectional converter means what happened? So that battery you are using, it may be charged for some of the duration, it may be discharged some of the duration. So both side directions power flow is possible for this converter. So that's why you have to use some DC-DC bidirectional converter. Okay, then inverter is required if you are using that induction motor type. If you are using the motor look like a AC, so what you need to do, that AC, how to get another power converter is required that can convert the DC to AC. Okay, for this purpose. So that AC is driving the motor. Okay, so electric vehicle motor. So this is the typical layout for the AC charging system. Okay, so how it will be look like that? Sometimes you can also install some solar panel to the roof of that battery. So here you can see the battery packs are there. Okay, so battery packs are in just below of your sitting arrangement. Okay, so you can see the battery packs are here. Okay, situated. Then battery management system is required. For the battery management system, what happened? You are managing the power. Okay, so how much power is required, how much power density is required. Then high voltage electric cables, why it is required? The current. You know that battery charging current, sometimes you are using lead acid current. Lead acid battery, that is 150 Ah, means 150 ampere hour, means it can carry 150 ampere per hour, 180 ampere in an hour. That also happens. So it carry huge current. Okay, that's a good means good rating of the cable is required. Okay, and here you can see at the engine space, lot of power electronics converters are required. Okay, that can transform the energy from DC to AC or AC to DC, whatever required are there. So here you can see transmission plus electric engine. Okay, so transmissions means the propulsions also be there. Okay. So what are the important features for our charging stations or charging infrastructure of that vehicles? Okay, number one is charger, two is the batteries. Okay, chargers are required, onboard chargers. Okay, normally for the AC charging is required here. Okay, then batteries are there. You can see the battery packs. Okay, then controllers are there. That means charge controller. So that can control enter the process. How means how they are controlling, means how much charging will be there, when the bidirectional converter will work. Okay, everything will be controlled by that controller. Okay, then pod box is there. Pod box means it another infrastructure for controller inputs. Okay, so then pod box, then motor is there, which motor you are going to be used. Now Tesla launches some vehicles it having some new type of motor. Okay, then transmissions. Okay, after motor, then it will be transmitted to your wheel. Okay, so there is a pinion gear joining. Okay, so that can implement it for the propulsion purpose. Okay, then main contactors are there. Okay, heavy main contactors are all there. Okay, then in instrumentation, so what are the necessary instrumentations are required for this purpose? Okay, then emergency disconnect. Okay, so huge current voltage all are there. So if any emergency situation happens, so it can be discontinued. So DC-DC converters is required for that conversions of the energy from charging of your batteries. Okay, here you can see some bidirectional DC converters also be there. So these are the most important features of that electric vehicles. Okay, now the charging technology, whatever I am telling. So if your kilowatt charger is more, so time will be less, so inversely proportional. Uptime, so revenue also more. Okay, so those company are working, providing you the charging infrastructure. So they are asking you how much time you have. Okay, if you want to charge for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, so you have to reduce that time period. If you want to reduce the time period, so kilowatt rating of the charger also been increased. Okay, if it is increased, so revenue generations also been increased. Okay, so here you can see for the charging station, so you can from that study you can understand there is a 415 volt is required. So another configuration for the distribution, you have to install one transformer, distribution transformer for this charging infrastructure, otherwise suddenly voltage will be dipping. So normal means for the professional, okay, for the professional means activities of the charging stations, okay, you have to install one distribution transformer. For that one you need to take the permission from your local electric supply office. Okay, proper permissions are required for establishing the infrastructures. Okay, but in your domestic charging station nothing requires, like DC chargers, AC chargers, okay, like that things. Okay, so you have to invest. That's why the investment is more. So per kilowatt, the charging cost also been more. Okay. So here you can see that different charging. So onboard chargers is happened. You can see in that EV means car. Okay, so DC output. Okay, rating is 7.5 kilowatt. Portable charger is happen. You can see in your bike. Okay, electric bike. Okay, then AC fixed charging is there. AC output is required. Okay, so here directly you are giving the AC. So here you are additionally one AC points you are connecting. So DC fixed charging means directly you are giving the first charging station. So directly DC you are giving. Bulk charger. Okay, bulk charger means this is happened in the swapping stations. Okay, swapping station. What is swapping station? Battery you are using. Sometimes what happens that battery charging time is more. Okay, but you don't have such type of time. So you are swapping your EV battery with charged battery. So this is bulk chargers is happened in the swapping stations. Okay. What are the different type of charger look like? So this is AC001. So how much rating? It is 16 ampere, 230 volt AC. 3-pin socket is there. Okay, this is AC001. This is DC001 charging. So it is 200 ampere. You can see how much current. So power you are charging in power in kilowatt range, 7 point something, 7.2 kilowatt. Okay, so if you are telling that 48 volt, so you have to divide that 48 volt by 7.5 kilowatt. Okay, so how much current will coming? You can see nearer this amount of current is coming, 48 volt, 60 volt, 72 volt gun. Okay, so gun is look like that one. So everything is, you have to maintain the power. Power is more. Okay, power is more, voltage is less, so current will be high. So conservation of energy. Conservation of energy means energy is time integrated factor with the power. Okay, so both the side power energy is fixed means if you considering same time, so power also being same. Okay, power is fixed means now voltage is decreasing, automatically the current is increasing. Okay, so current is also increasing. So just fine. Okay, so power is automatically, if power is fixed, so voltage is decreasing means current is increasing. Basic conventions. Okay, CCS charger that I'm telling about, CCS charger. Okay, this is 200 ampere. Okay, so voltage is 200 to 750 volt DC. Okay, so here you can see CHAdeMO charger, CCS and CHAdeMO both are more or less same. Okay, but this is Japanese technology and this is global. You can say like that US technology like that. Okay, European technology actually. Okay, so you are using 500 volt DC. Okay, 200 to 500. Here you can see 750. Other rating are same. Okay, so you can see the ports are different. Okay, socket and ports for different chargers are there. AC type 2 chargers means it is 7.5 kilowatt one phase, in single phase, 22 kilowatt for the three phase. So this is AC2 fast chargers. Okay, these all are the different types of charging infrastructures, or for the EV infrastructure. So for that electric vehicles, you say like that it's a GAN or contact type. Okay. So now I hope all of you are aware about the charging stations. Okay, like chargers means onboard chargers. Okay, it will be inside of your vehicles. Okay, and this is offboard chargers. Offboard chargers are normally that charging station. This is called offboard chargers. Directly you can see your beside of your petrol pump or the market complex or shopping mall. Parking area. Okay, so big mela ground. Okay, means sorry. Okay, so where you can see the different type of offboard chargers. So here you can see the company's names are written over here. So those are designing, providing that infrastructure to you. So at a time, individual charger can charge two vehicles. Okay, so there are here you can see two charging stations, so they can charging at a time 4 vehicles. Okay, so onboard chargers normally happen in AC charger that is connected to your electric vehicles as well as bike. Okay, 4-wheeler, 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler. So in your home you can directly install it for onboard chargers. Okay, so directly you prepare, take a permissions for what happened where for kilowatt ranging more, so we have to take the permission from our distribution substations, distribution electricity office. Okay, so they are installing additional I mean they are giving you they are installing on additional transformer from their end, and they are giving you the instruction. Okay, you can increase your range up to this range, no problem for that. Okay, so you can use it, okay, by taking the permission. So AC charger you can install in it. So morning time, night time you connect your vehicles over there, and morning time you can go take that vehicle for your office. Okay, so on offboard chargers means that I am telling AC chargers as well as DC chargers. So both are fast charger. Basically, if you were consuming more time for this parking, so definitely it's not possible for accommodating lot of. Now you know that public means all the persons most of the person in Delhi, they are using electric bike, it means electric vehicles. Okay, now we can see our locality, some of the person they are purchasing recent, those are purchasing the car, they are purchasing hybrid one. Okay, so both the things is applicable. Hyundai, then you know that Toyota as well as Honda, everything, every cars they are giving. Tata, that I am forgetting the name of Tata. Okay, so indigenous company. Okay, so they are providing that facilities. Okay, so hybrid options are there. So basically, offboard charging, fast charging, AC as well as DC. So onboard chargers, what in single onboard chargers is the one that most of the electric vehicle comes equipped with for the charging the vehicles. Okay, it takes AC from the outside using the fancy cables and convert that charge into the DC and transfer it to the batteries of the storage. So from the diagram you can see charger is there. So that chargers is this is onboard chargers. Okay, so it connected to your system, cord, connector, electric vehicles. Okay, so directly onboard chargers. For offboard charger, now charger is connected outside. Okay, here you can see chargers. So offboard chargers are not in the part of the TV. Offboard chargers which supply DC or AC to the vehicles, battery must communicate with the vehicles in order to supply the battery with the connect of the current. Okay, so communications is another important point. Okay, so how much charging will be there? Okay, if the charging is there, more charging is not required. Okay, so that communications protocol also associated with your charging. Based on that, you have to making them level mode on operations, mode 2 operation, mode 3, mode off. Okay, so mode 1 operation directly fixed non-dedicated socket. Directly you are fixing with the card. Okay, mode 2 operations, what happened? The non-dedicated socket with the cable incorporate protection means both the communication protocol happen both of the side. Okay, so you are getting AC, then some additional. So one portion is there. Okay, mode 3 operation fixed dedicated circuit socket. Directly it is coming AC2, then communication protocols, and mode 3 is DC connection. Directly you are making DC and you are sending to them. So for the mode of operations, so AC charging method from household charging purpose. So you are using for household purpose. Okay, supplying the circuit should have that and RCD. Okay, normally used for the light electric vehicles like scooter, bike. Mode 2 operations, you are charging the car. Okay, so slow charging but domestic purpose. Not domestic purpose. It is not mandatorily domestic. You can charging domestic as well as public area, but it is slow charging. Mode 2 is the slow charging. Mode 1 also the slow charging method. Okay. You can implement for single phase, two phase, three phase system up to 32 ampere. Okay. Charging cable is equipped with an cable control box. So there is a cable control box. So communication protocol that I'm telling. So communication with your car and the charging stations. Okay. Mode operations is AC supply from dedicated EV sockets are there. It is also possible single three phase, but rating is more. That is 3 into 63 amperes. So communications between the vehicle and charger is possible over there. Okay, so in mode 4 operation, this is DC charging. So fast charging operation. Fixed charging cable is required for the mode 4 operations. So now I am telling about the sustainable storage system. Okay, so in case of sustainable storage system, what happened? Okay, so you can see there is a sources, that PV sources is there, PV wind sources is there. So based on that sustainable sources, okay, you can charge your own charging stations. Okay, means charging station is incorporated with this renewable sources. Okay, RES based sources. Okay, so that charging stations having inherent battery. Okay, so here you can see the storage is there, additional inherent battery is there. Okay, in the charging stations. Now the charging stations having one bidirectional converter. Okay, so that can convert that energy from DC to DC. Basically the battery is there. So bidirectional power conversion is required for DC to DC or DC to AC. Okay, so that bidirectional power flow is required for the charging station. It also having some grid connected option. So if renewables are not capable enough to provide that amount of energy to charging that EV, here you can see the EV is charging from that. You can say like it's a standalone system. Okay, standalone system working sometimes renewable source of energy. Also, some of the portion you can connect it from the grid. Okay, so here you can see the grid is connected over there. So grid connections also been possible. Okay, so you can connect the system also grid. Okay, when that renewable energy is not sufficient enough to drive that battery charging station, that time you have to connect your grid to the system. Okay, and you can use your charging your vehicles. Rechargeable, it is possible rechargeable battery system. Here you can see rechargeable battery system. Basically BDC is there, bidirectional converter is there. That's a rechargeable. Store energy from solar arrays on the electric grid directly or electric grid. Both are possible. Provide that energy to the business. Peak saving is possible. Grid balancing, emergency backup, renewable integration. So these things also happen. Peak saving means when peak demand is there. That time you disconnect your system from the grid. Basically for commercial users, so when the peak demand is there, you are additionally taking the power from your grid, means from your local substations, so they can charge you more. Basically their tariff rules are different for the commercial purpose. That tariff difference, the rule is different. So if they need to pay more, so who need to, means definitely consumer need to pay more for their charging purpose. So the common people like us, we have to pay more for that. So another thing is the grid balancing. For peak mode, what happens? There is a chances for instability. Okay, so suddenly more load is there, grid may be unstable. Okay, so that problem you can change, or that problem you can avoid for your system. Emergency backup means suddenly the power means load setting is there. So at emergency time, you can also charge the vehicles. Okay, so renewable integration, that another good. So it's capable enough. Your system is standalone working condition. So you are capable enough to providing the power to the storage of that electric vehicles. Okay. So charging points are important, basic concept of the charging points. Okay, so that point supply the electric current in appropriate form of the battery, either through the onboard charger or directly your system. So charging station is facility where one or more charging points or electric vehicle system are electric vehicle storage energy are located where there is a facility for the vehicle to remain the parked while getting the charge. So this kinds of facility is called the charging station. So whatever charging points are there, based on the charging point, charging stations, you can work on it. Okay. So number 2 is that level. What type of levels are there? Level 1 charging, level 2 charging. That rating, level 1 charging, you can get up to 3.3 kilowatt. Okay, and level 2 charging, here the plugging vehicles. Okay, plugging vehicles drawing the AC supply using that household connections. Okay, household socket. Level 2 charging is nearer to the 7 kilowatt to 43 kilowatt. So it is not possible for household purpose. In household purpose also possible, but you have to take special permission. Commercial permission you need to take from your distribution organizations. Okay, so they can provide you additional transformer. Okay, by that way you are able to charge your system. So you are using 240 volt. Okay, so volt is there, 240 volts, so current will be high. Okay, so it is 7 kilowatt to 43 kilowatt. So definitely that current is voltage is 240. You need to multiply that value which gives you 7 kilowatt. So more or less 30 ampere, 80 ampere is coming. Okay, it's a single phase or 3-phase system. Okay, level 3 charging is very high, DC fast charging. Level 2 charging is DC fast charging infrastructure, quick charging stations and high ampere, high voltage. Typically 400 volts plus and voltage is required. The rating of that is around 50 kilowatt. So these two are the commercial users. The level 2 chargers, level 3 chargers, these two are the commercial users. So normally it is taking 20-30 minutes for charging your batteries. Okay, so here you can see that 80% battery pack charge up to 80% battery pack. So SOC level. So when you are dealing with the battery, you have to thinking about different point. How much SOC level is there? Okay, so how much SOH? Okay, state of health, state of charge, state of health, how much voltage level is there, how much current level is there. These 4-5 things, temperature, ambient temperature, these 4-5 parameter is essential for designing your power management of your battery. Okay, so BMS means battery management system is related to that power management things. Okay, so different mode of operations that I'm telling, control and communications is happening in mode 2. So mode 1 operation, what happened? Mode means the charging mode describe the safety communications. Okay, so your battery, your vehicle should be safe. Okay, vehicle should be safe as well as the protection purpose. Okay, these two is very important. Basically vehicle is costly device and you are using the batteries over there. Battery also costly. So is there any much difference between your charging? So fast charging, there is a difference between that parity difference. So that may cause for damaging of your battery and that may cause for unnecessary aging of your system. Okay, so this all the portion is very important for it. Okay, so that's why different mode of operations are required. This mode refer the charging at slow rate. Okay, mode 1 operation gives you the slow rate for the standard household or industrial electrical socket purpose you are using. Mode 2 operation means you are using the residual current detector. Okay, so is there any backing of the current means control communication is incorporated over there. Mode 1 is happened with your AC charging. Mode 1 is also happened AC charging. Mode 2 also having that AC charging, but there is some protection or protocol, communication protection. What kinds of protocols or protections are there, like overcurrent protection that I'm telling about, that state of health of the battery. Okay, so overcurrent protections, over temperature protections, okay, protective arc detection. So different protections protocols are connected with your system. For mode 3 operations, this is similar to mode 2 operations, but control and protection, but usually for a higher power rating. Okay, so mode 2 and mode 3 more or less same, but the power rating is higher in mode 3 operations. Okay, like you know that is means home or workplace directly you can limitation sometimes home and workplace. So directly parking slot you are connecting over there, but rating is more. Okay, so for mode 4 operation, that is directly DC charging. So 4 modes are important. Control and communications cables, you can see cable connected to the charger in the mode for operation. DC fast charging using fast charger, EVAC, it has the extensive control and protections of the futures. Okay, so this, I hope all of you are able to understand different types of different modes of charging station, mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, and mode 4. Then different types of chargers that I have already discussed. Okay, AC type and DC type. What different types and combinations. North America, they are using that type 1 chargers. Their name is quite different, GA1772. Okay, CCS, normally it is happened in North America, CCS that I'm telling you just before. Then Kademo charger for DC in used for the Japan. Okay, so that is also J1772 type 1 charger. Same thing also happened in using in Japan. European Union, means in European country, they are using the type 2 chargers, that is Menekes they are using, or CCS2. For DC charger, they are known as CCS2. Okay, for China, they are using GBT charger. Okay, for AC charging purpose, and DC charging purpose also same name, that is GBT charger, but you can see the sockets or orientation is different for AC charging, DC charging. Okay. For this is for Tesla. Okay, now in European Union, that Tesla is right now that very famous, you know about that one. So Tesla is using this type of charger for all market, maybe used for DC as well as AC. Both of the thing also happened here. Okay, so plug-in vehicles, what are the charging station? Onboard, offboard, you all of you know about it. Inlet is required, one socket is required. This is socket, okay, and inlet is required, means cables, okay, on EV and on cable towards the EV. So cable is required to connect the cable. So type 1 charge is there, type 2 charges also be there. These all the typing charges are there based on their applications. Okay, so you know that, for example, then Fortran charging stations is available in New Delhi. They are working on that level 2, level 3, and level 2 charging stations. Okay, so type 2, level 2, mode 3, type 2, that all are available in the New Delhi. So Fortran on company is there, that I'm telling about that. Telling about the different EV companies. Those are giving you the platform for charging cases. Okay, Fortran is one of them. Important. So now I am coming about the some business, not business, means marketing perspective of that charging companies. Okay, that is back end calculation. Till now, whatever I am discussing, that is consumer end. Now I am discussing about those person, that is back end of your charging stations, means this is from your service provider end. Okay, so you have to maintain some EV ecosystem challenges. Okay, what are the challenges? High upfront cost. Okay, like FAME expected to lower the upfront cost of the EV, means the costing of the devices, means they are giving more trust on the two-wheeler, three-wheeler. Okay, so their equipment cost, okay, they are charging infrastructure facilities provided by the government, they are trying to reduce that limit of the cost. Okay, so limited the EV modules. Okay, now different OEM, okay, in process, means office memorandum is process for launching the new EVs model in view of the policy decisions. Okay, so governments are taking different policies. Okay, for publicity, making more publicity of our vehicle infrastructure, vehicle charging. Okay, so what are the another important things? For lack of charging infrastructures in India, key challenges are upfront cost. That will be FAME to concept that may reduce the upfront cost. Utilizations. Okay, so you are installing one charging station, but local people are not interested to procuring that EV. So how your charging station will be utilized? So that charging station should be occupied entered the day. Okay, so otherwise that service provider will not get benefited. Now they need to pay for that additional system, additional setup to the government. Okay, if they are not getting money, so they are doing business. Okay, they are not giving everything from their own pocket. Okay, so they are also trying to profit of the system. Also, the government getting some incentive from their side. Okay, and the local person need to be benefited if their range is beyond that limit, means up to that limit. So all the person is benefited. So that should be the good ecosystem for EV culture. Okay, operational cost should be reduced. So upon cost means cost of EV supply equipment. Okay, related to infrastructure such canopy structures, okay, barricading, meter box, okay, other accessories such as LED screen, CCTV camera, all the things are coming upfront cost. So government are trying to reduce that value from the FAME to concept. Then operating cost means gateway charges, parking charges, insurance premium. Means gateway charges means you have to pay that basically standalone system. So you have to pay online. Okay, so for you are paying as company through some Bhim UPI. Okay, UPI. So you have to give some charges for borrowing such infrastructures. Okay, so you have to pay some of the portion money to the government. We customers are directly giving the money. Okay, but companies, they need to deduct from some of the percentage from whatever you are giving to them, some of the portion to the government. Okay, so that they need to pay near about 2%. Okay, so that should be operational cost, that should be coming to the operational cost. And provisions of the land. So who will provide you the land? Government will provide you the land. So visibility, public charging infrastructures having different problems. Okay, so where the infrastructure is there, how do you know? So in Google Map or what, they need to install some apps. So from the app you need to see where is the nearest charging stations. Okay, so what are the checklists for that ecosystem for maintaining good charging stations? From that parking space, if the parking space is available, you need to cross check first what kind of bike you have, means vehicle you have, it is 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler or bus. So based on that you have to get the parking space. Okay, is easy to park space for use for the commercial vehicles. Okay, so load availability, how much load availability is there? Okay, if the charging station is capability, okay, it can be there 50 to 20 kilowatt, 50 to 60 kilowatt, 70 to 80 kilowatt. Okay, so 120 to 130 kilowatt, 147 to 170 kilowatt. So different load availability, based on that you have to connect your system. Means which one is available. So you can see nearer to you one charging station, but that if you try to charging your bus, okay, electric bus, it is not possible. Okay, means how much rating of the load available, only that you can go. Means first you need to see parking area is available or not. If parking area is available, then you need to see that load availability is yes or no. If it is not available, so you are not able to go. Then other problems may be there, that is civil works. Sometimes civil works is there in your locality or parking area, side visibility. I mean, so you have installing your system at a place which is not visible in the common place. Okay, basically EV, those are using highly dense area person, normally they are using for it. So main problem is the land. If the land is not available, charging station will not be there, you are not able to get the charging, proper charging of your vehicles. Okay, that's the problem. Site footfalls. So presence of the popular public spot like tourist place, malls, railway, bus stations, bus or metro station, airport, restaurants, and other. This is the site fulfillment. So where they are directly parking area is normally by default. That's why the area they are featuring where for parking is there ready available. So they are directly go there and charging their vehicles. Okay. So from the backward end, from the four-term charging drive. Okay, so this is that this diagram is from by the four-term charging stations. Means four-term. This is a Norway-based company. Okay, so they how they are using. So here you can see that that responsible giving between the CPM, EP, EMSP value chains, how they are using. So suppose you are you want to go for charging. So first you need to install one app. Okay, so here you can see, so you need to install one app. So based on that app, you have to see who nearer charging station from your space, from your current locations. If you are able to see the nearer charging station from your current locations, so directly you can go there and able to charge your vehicles. But before charging, what you need to do, so you have to see that what are the facilities available there. Okay, so that I'm telling that means rating. Okay, if it is available or not, space available or not. This is for 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler or bus. Okay, or how much power rating is available, that you need to cross check it. Then what you need to do, you have to select that. Okay, so app, then you have to pay. Okay, if all the things are available, then you have to pay for that money. So how much cost you want to for charging? Suppose you are charging for 500 rupees. So that amount of costing you have to pay over there. Then you are able to do the charging over there. Okay, if any problems are there, so who will take care of that? There is a customer care service. Okay, you can call them to you can call them to sort out your problem. Okay, so any installation repair is required, so the company will take care about that thing. Okay, so this black color portions is normally taken care about the company, and that green color portions here you can see that will be taken care about customer, that is consumer, or customer, that is service provider. Okay, so they need to do all those things. So backend user infrastructure, what you need to do, charging stations, parameters are required, organization, system users, how much person can at a moment they can do the charging, charges, how much charges will be their payment, and customers profiles. If the customer's profile is not good, sometimes rating also given, na? So selection means that also important issue. So that what are the important portions for battery energy storage station solutions? So peak saving, so means individual storage. Okay, if you have means standalone system, so that should be activated for peak saving. Okay, that also possible. This portion I have already discussed. So load shifting. Okay, suppose load shedding is there, so that time grid is not capable enough to provide that power. So local storage that can charging your EV batteries. Okay, so emergency backup also possible. Okay, so EV stations can run BESS during power stage. Microgrids are required. Okay, microgrids means if you connect your system with local microgrids. Okay, standalone microgrids like some locality having the microgrids. Okay, captive generations of the microgrids. So you can implement or you can use the RES of that installed microgrid. Directly the power will be coming from that side to your storage of your system, and you can also provide that energy to the charging stations. Renewables integrations means that microgrid having the renewable integration that can smooth conducting of that smooth conducting of that service. Okay, so that renewables are there. Okay. Okay, so here you can see some testing facility in India. So where you need to see with your EV, whatever you have manufactured over there. Okay, that is standard or not. Okay, so some testing infrastructure you can. Hello. Okay, so that is testing infrastructure you can just for a moment. Okay, so some testing infrastructure also available, so where they can go and calibrate their devices, EV devices. Okay, so how much rating over there. Okay, so here you can see some of the diagram of the testing infrastructure for their designed EV of the manufacturer. That is, there is a ARD lab in Bangalore. They are normally giving that certificates. Okay, testing certificates over there. So e-mobility services incorporate with the batteries. Okay, so facilities, what are the important things? E-motors, which motors are there? Chargers, what are the different types of chargers are there? Applications of vehicles. Okay, if vehicles are available, so what are the rating of that vehicles? Okay, then EMI and EMC problems. Okay, so what are the components you are using?
No, sir.
It having.
No, sir.
Yes,
sorry,
sir.
our directors are already joined.
Yes, sir.
Possibly finish
Okay.
by another 2-3 minutes.
Okay, so can I conclude, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So there are only few slides are there. Okay, so I'll provide
you
slides.
You finish it.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Shall I continue?
Yes, sir. You please continue.
Okay.
So, sir, 1 minute. So I will inform one student. She will start this inaugural session. So, okay. Anindya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So kindly proceed for this inaugural session.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome all of you to 1 week online short-term course and faculty development program on renewable energy and plug-in vehicle integration in microgrid. As we know, the microgrid is promoted as an economical and efficient energy system in which different renewable sources and storage are interconnected to meet the load power at any time. Also, the power electronics play a vital role in microgrid implementation and its development. So, the Department of Electrical Engineering is organizing an online short-term course where the integration of renewable energy, plug-in electric vehicle and power management techniques will be covered. Now, I request the course coordinator, Professor P.K. Rai sir, to give us some detailed information regarding this course.
Sir, please unmute yourself. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Please unmute.
Good morning to all. Honorable Director, National Institute of Technology, Rourkela, Professor S. Panigrahi, Head of the Department Electrical Engineering, Professor Dipti Patra, my colleague and another coordinator of this course, Professor Arnav Ghosh, my dear participants from different institutes and organizations for this webinar. It's my privilege to grace this occasion as a coordinator of this webinar. All of us know, due to continuous increasing demand of energy and our concerns of environmental pollution, it is necessary to find sustainable methods of power generation. Distributed generation in the form of renewable sources such as photovoltaic, wind, etc. are considered to provide an effective solution to reduce the dependency on conventional power generation. Rapid PV technology development and declining PV panel installation costs are also stimulating the increasing deployment of PV in power generation. However, these renewable energy generations largely depend on their operating environment, such as solar irradiance and surrounding temperature, wind velocity, etc., resulting in constant fluctuations in the output power. Therefore, to maintain a reliable output power, battery storage systems are usually integrated with these renewable systems to address the variability issue. Also, electric vehicles integrated with a microgrid with renewable energy systems give way for the envisioned future for a pollution-free environment. An efficient design of electric vehicle charging infrastructure is of significant importance to automotive industries. These charging infrastructures connected to microgrid are expected to meet flexible and uninterrupted service. At this juncture of time, we have designed this course giving equal emphasis on power system, power electronics, renewable energy, energy storage, and electric vehicle to share research ideas in these directions. For this course, in total, we have received around 100 applications, out of which 75 are external and rest are internal students. We received applications for this course from research scholar, faculty members from different institutes and engineers from different organizations all over India. In these 5 days of webinar, we have scheduled 10 lecture sessions and 5 tutorial sessions. Tutorial sessions include demo on Simulink model, real-time implementation using OpenRT, and also on industrial products. Experts for these lectures are mainly from IITs, NITs, and abroad. I think these 5 days of deliberations on this promising topic will be beneficial to our participants. I wish great success for this webinar. My sincere thanks goes to Director of our institute, Professor S. Panigrahi, for his wholehearted encouragement to conduct this course in our department. Our HOD madam always insists us to enhance the perception of our department by organizing short course, seminar, workshop, etc. Thank you, madam, for your inspiration. My colleague Professor Arnav Ghosh has given a lot of effort for organizing this course. Thank you, Professor Arnav Ghosh. I must thank our PhD scholars for helping us in all aspects in organizing this course. My sincere gratitude to all the invited speakers for accepting our invitations to deliver their talk in this webinar. At last but not the least, I must thank all the participants for attending this course online during this pandemic. Wish you all good health and thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Because of some medical emergencies, the head of the Department of Electrical Engineering, Professor Dipti Patra ma'am, is unable to attend this program, but she has sent her valuable message for us. So I am delivering that message on behalf of Professor Dipti ma'am. Thank you, Professor P.K. Rai and Professor Arnav Ghosh for organizing such an effective 5-day webinar entitled Renewable Energies and Plug-in Vehicles Integration in Microgrid REP-VIM 2021 in this era of renewables and electric vehicles. My warm and heartiest welcome to all the participants on behalf of the Department of Electrical Engineering, NIT Rourkela. I wish for a smooth and successful organization of this course. My sincere thanks to our beloved director, Professor S. Panigrahi, for gracing this inaugural session as chief guest. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your valuable message. Now, I humbly request the director of NIT Rourkela, Professor Simanchal Panigrahi, sir, to deliver his speech.
I am deeply privileged. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yeah. I am really privileged to inaugurate this session, and I also beg apology for the delay because I am in a I am overburdened with a National Board of Accreditation visit to the department, and sorry for that I made the but of course I am happy that the program is started. That I was given message. And coming to that, I have a deep sense of appreciation to the organizer, Dr. Prabhat Kumar Rai and Arnav Ghosh. And actually, my appreciation knows no bound that when I came to know that he put the registration fees is quite nominal, which is 300 to 400. And in that concept, the economical concept and reaching our top to all the people who are even not employed and who are also running in a private institute where there is no facility of that, and conducting 5-day program with a nominal registration fees, and nowadays in the time of inflation the praiseworthy such type of gesture to show our interest to the people who are not properly privileged is a good one. And coming to the title of the workshop, Renewable Energy and Plug-in Vehicle Integration in Microgrid, really for the second half, plug-in vehicle integration in microgrid, I am old man out and I feel that I am fish out of water. But so far as renewable energy is concerned, with your kind permission, I can speak something, but may not be to your expectation. As a general physics student, I have something. So, as you know, when you talk about the energy, energy is an entity which is unseen, untouched. You cannot touch the energy, you cannot see the energy. Only thing you do, but when there is energy, whole life will be standstill. That is the reason why, that because it is only perceived and it can be visualized by work. The energy will be converted to the work. Work may be mechanical work may be your electrical work or chemical work, but energy itself is not seen or touched. It can be only perceived, and its implication can be felt. And also the another thing is that energy can neither be created and not to be destroyed. And coming from the era of the renewable energy source, we have traditionally your hydropower. And hydropower is basically based upon the running of the falling water. And each renewable energy source has its merit and demerit. So we have to compromise with them, and we should have a proper ecosystem. From, for example, hydro power, we need dam, reservoir, lot of civil construction. It leads to the lot of rehabilitation. The people around which they will be rehabilitated, and also we have to liaison with them. Unless liaison, they cannot leave their place. And even though the people which were displaced from Hirakud is still also not settled. So though hydro power is an eco-friendly energy option, but lot of limitations are there. Then coming to the thermal, there is what you say, it is steam. Turbine is the steam driven. And also in hydro, in each type of renewable energy, there is a storing system. You know, energy, what is not more important, the energy creation or energy optimization, the most important is energy storage, because around the year, the climate is not same, the weather is not same, the natural resources are not uniform. So we have to find a device so that we can energy store. Now, if you ask to see in hydrothermal, what is the way of storing energy? It is because of the storage of the water. It is just like in physics, we call potential energy storage system. And coming to the thermal, we have a steam driven. So we store energy through the compressed air. Air has to be compressed, and when it is released, it will do what? So energy is stored in the form of compressed air. But it need the fossil fuel, and also it has environmental effect, acid rain, greenhouse effect. So at the storage system is your compressed air. Then you can go for the wind energy, and wind energy is the kinetic energy of the wind will rotate the turbine. So your first one is potential energy storage. The third one is the second one is the potential energy by configuration. The first one is the potential energy by height. Water has to be lifted to a higher level, then it will fall. The second one is also the compressed air, thermal energy storage, basic principle I am telling. I am layman for the technology. The basic principle of the thermal energy is also potential energy by configuration. And the second one, wind energy, is the energy storage, is the kinetic energy storage, and the wind will run the turbine. And for each energy system, there are some benefit also. In addition to the giving you electricity energy, for example, in hydropower, you can have irrigation, and also we have some irrigation can be used as a irrigation purpose also. And similarly, in wind energy also, we can have and wind energy has one potential, because the energy stored in wind energy is the cube of the wind velocity. That is one of the, it is not non-linear. So once wind velocity becomes double, the energy production will become 8 times. So this is one of the beauty of the wind energy. Because energy of the wind is not linearly proportional to the velocity of the wind, it is cube power of the velocity of the wind. So there are a lot of windmills are developed to exploit the energy, and it is also wind energy. So all other energies have relative merit and demerit. It is only energy solar which has no demerit, all merit. So future energy option is the solar energy. And particularly for a country like India, we are blessed with 300 sunny days. And we are, just to say, sun kissed India. Compared to counterpart countries, who will say every day sun kisses our land, and that too out of 365 days, 300. So exploitation of solar energy is the only solution for our future option. And as you know, that the very basic principle for which you can exploit solar energy, sun is the source of energy because of the fusion and fission. And in the tremendous temperature is the sun, the fusion and fission. And during these process, splitting of an atom to its subatom is called fission. Mass is lost. When there is a loss in mass, there is a creation of energy. Really, Einstein is the father of all your solar energy system. And because this much megawatt of energy, but its energy will remain never be exhausted. it will serve the energy crisis trillion. It is a trillion times more than whole globe need, not India need. The solar energy storage is such because frequently fusion process is going on. In each fusion process, lot of energy has been liberated. So it is unending energy crisis. It is eco-friendly and it is void of any adverse effect. So any work on solar energy is the thrust area to meet the energy crisis, not for today, for the future, not for India, for the entire globe. I believe that I should not take more time to that, and I believe I best of success for this seminar. Thank you for giving me opportunity and waiting for me to inaugurate, where there are many people are available. And I, by inner vote of my heart, um, I, I convey my best message to Dr. P.K. Rai and Arnab Ghosh for giving me this opportunity to speak something in the galaxy of technocrat from the science point of view. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Professor Arnab Ghosh, sir, to propose a vote of thanks to this inaugural session.
So, thank you, our honorable director, sir, for giving very good time, means some time for his valuable time for our course, as well as also thank you, Professor Prabhat Kumar Roy, sir. Without his support, the conducting the course is not possible. As well as thank you, our head of the department, Professor Deepti Patra ma'am, to continuous effort to conducting such type of course regularly. So thank you all of you, and mostly I want to thank my heartiest thank you to all the participants, though from throughout the India, or different institute, from teaching different professions as well as institute, those are attending the course. Thank you all of you for attending this course on behalf of NIT Rourkela. So thank you all of you. Thank you, Aninda, for coordinating all the process.
Thank you.
So with your kind permission, I can leave. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, namaskar.
Okay,
Namaskar.
don't take it otherwise, because we have some other program going on.
Sir, sir. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Hello, Arnab sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Should we take 5 to 10 minute break, or we'll start our next session, tutorial session?
Sir, I have only 5 minutes to complete the slide, sir.
Okay, okay,
So,
that's better.
Within
You
5
complete.
minutes, complete it. Then around 12, we'll start the next session.
Okay.
Next tutorial session. Okay,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Okay, sir.
Continue.
Yes. I hope my slide is visible from the participants end. So here we can see a good comparison in between that BS6 and EV vehicles in our in current scenario. So normally we can observe that less pollutions but BF6, but still some carbon emissions are there. But if we don't have any kind of pollutions, okay. But other prices are there, the charging prices, okay, and that installation prices, that is almost 60.6 rupees per unit actually for EV charging compared to BS, but approximated cost is BS6, that is 70,000. Now that similar features in EV it is coming 90,000. Okay, that another problem is that per kilometer charging is 3 rupees per kilometer for that BS6 vehicles, but EV it is quite less. But with the regular durations, okay, interval, the battery need to be changed or need to be replaced. Okay, so that options are there. So board having some pros and cons. Okay, means some advantage as well as disadvantage, but we should strongly recommend that electric means sustainable transportations for our future aspects. Okay, so different categories vehicles we can see over here, that is 250 watt, that normal cart, okay, electric cart, that is 2-wheelers. Then 3-wheelers e-cart are there. These two are the less than this is less than 20 to 50 watt. Okay, so 4-wheeler vehicles are there. Okay, different category, 2-wheelers category. So autos are there as well as heavy vehicles also available. So we know that battery cart is available in different golf course, stations, airport. Okay, so that available. These all are the different vehicles, peripheral aspects from India. Okay, so different companies, they have already launched different types of EVs. Their rating as well as their cost is also mentioned over here. So different features are there. Now costs are quite less compared to this one due to the market competitions. Okay. Now most important thing, that swapping stations. Okay, so that I'm telling that all the places are not possible for all the time the charging of the vehicles. That's why some swapping stations also be there. Swapping stations means you have used that battery. Directly we are changing the battery with some charged battery, means uncharged battery to charged battery. That is happening in the swapping station. But in swapping station, it having some problem. You can see that there are different types of swapping. Okay, so side swapping is there. Okay, directly you can sidewise, the battery racks are there. Directly you can change the changing the battery directly. Then rear swapping means from the backward side you can directly changing that battery bank of the vehicles. Then bottom swapping also be there. Swapping of the battery. Here you can see the bottom swapping. But swapping, there is a problem that mishandling possibilities are there. Okay, if you the battery charging, discharging, okay, but handled by some untrained workers, so that may cause for the mishandling of the battery. That can may cause for reduction the aging effect. Okay, increase means accelerating the aging effect of the batteries. Okay, so here you can see the battery swapping business model by the Ola. Okay, this is not Ola actually, so that already there popular in the China. Okay, so when you are going to your office, so directly you are connecting your, there's a swapping charging station. So bulk charging station is there. Directly you are interchanging your battery with the charge battery, and when you are returning back from the office, so you are again connecting your battery from the charge battery from the system. Okay, so that also happened. Okay, there's a good business and startup business from right now. So here we can see some real-time charging stations in Bangalore. Okay, so here you can see that charging areas are there. Okay, at single charger, 2 vehicles individually they can charge over there. Okay, so individual charger, 2 vehicles are there inside of the charging station. How it will be look like that you can see over here. Different panels are there. Then microcontroller boards, converters are there. High rated converters are there. Fans for the cooling purpose. Okay. So these are the infrastructure, the charging. So and the converter means what are the different converters are available in the electric vehicle. So that you can also see. This is Hyundai car. Okay, so you can see for EV what are the machineries, how it will be look like that. You can see the options. So this is the charging stations. So now battery pack. So battery pack is there. So intelligent power module you are incorporating with your battery pack. So directly we can see. So means we can get more efficiency. We can get more efficiency, and basically intelligent means it having some inherent analytical or processing idea for how they can get the data and how they are doing that process. Okay, means inherent process ability are there. Okay, so thank you all of you. So for that if you have any kind of queries, you can ask me, you can text me, so I can give you the any doubts, so I can clear the doubt. So in our next session, actually in next, if you see that our that brochure, not brochure, the program schedule. So okay, so there's a tutorial sessions. Okay, so there's a tutorial session. So we can directly go to the tutorial session. We can sir, can we take for 1-2 minute gap?
Before that, thank you Arnav sir for a nice presentation. That is brief introduction regarding electric vehicle policy, electric vehicle regulation, different types of charging station, different level of charging. So thank you very much for updating all these things. So next session is our tutorial session 1. So we may take 5 to 7 minutes break, and around at 12 we will start our next session. Is that okay, Arnav sir?
Sir, exactly 12 o'clock we will start, sir.
Okay, so we'll take break for 5 to 7 minutes. Then at 12 we'll start our tutorial session 1. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Another gentle request.